Reagan is in Seattle. Hey, Reagan, what's up?
Hi, Dave. It's good to be here. How are you doing?
Honored to have you. How can we help?
So I am in the early stages of taking over the family business. We're a paint contractor with 70 employees with an average annual revenue of $12.5 million.
Good for you.
Now, here's my question for you. I'm hiring for my team, and I interviewed a skilled candidate I've known for a while. While they could be a good fit, I'm finding their personality traits challenging and somewhat irritating. Is it worth hiring someone with an impressive resume and experience despite a difficult personality to manage?
No.
No. Well, that was quick.
It's a small business. By definition, you're going to be spending a lot of time with an irritating person. Why would you do that to yourself?
True.
I mean,
True.
Now, let's talk about it a little bit. But, to me, the culture fit and the ability to get along with others is more important than the skill set. I actually want them to have both. But people make the mistake all the time of thinking they have to hold their nose and put up with people who don't have any people skills or are just strange or whatever they are, people I don't like, in order to get a job done, and you don't. And I don't know where that comes from exactly. I think corporate America does it, and that's why we sometimes in small business think we need to do it, and we're actually better than they are, so we don't need to do it. So what's the position you're hiring for?
So the position's a project manager.
Going to be reporting to you?
Reporting to me, yes. And then working with our field crew and customers.
Okay. So the level of irritation or the type of irritation, what is it? Is it something that can be worked on, or is this just a strange bird?
Well, let me give you the two examples. These are the two takeaways I took from this individual. They talk excessively.
They what?
That was a big one. They talk excessively. That was a big one. At times, I don't know if we're having a dialogue or a monologue. Maybe that could be worked on. The other...
That could be nerves in an interview.
That's true. It could. But I have known this person for a while, and they are a chatter.
Okay.
But it could be somewhat nerves. The other that I've picked up is a victim mindset. And that leads me to believe that this individual will need constant validation. That could be something that they could eventually outgrow, but I don't know. Is there underlying things there that would just make them a high maintenance employee?
When you're running the project and you're customer facing, you don't have that as an option. You can't play victim. You have to play hero. You're there to save the day.
True.
And when something's wrong, Superman jumps into a phone booth and pulls out his cape. He doesn't run and go, "Oh, somebody else fix it." Right? I mean, we need a superhero in these cases. So, here's the other thing. There's the intangibles that you've got rattling around in your spirit that you've noticed that you've tried to bucket them in a way where you can talk about it in those two categories, talkative and victim. But there's other stuff that's a little harder to put your finger on, but it just causes you to know. I can hear that in your voice and the way you're talking about this. Am I right?
Yeah, you are right. Yep.
Yeah. Don't hire them.
I could see
Don't hire
this individual being in the hallway, and maybe I just hesitate going out until they go back in their office.
That's yeah. You don't want to build a place that you own and don't want to go to work there.
yeah. You know what? You're right on the money there.
Yeah, that's and then you're going to have to deal with them, and then they're going to be a victim of you because you're going to fire them.
True.
And then that's going to be a bad long-term play because then they're going to be out there running their mouth about you, although it was them. I think this is one of those things where there's a proverb that Andy Stanley did a whole book on, and I can't quote it off the top of my head exactly, but it basically says, the wise sees danger and avoids it. The fool goes forward and suffers for it. And so when your spirit is disturbed about something like this, about a decision, That's a wise person recognizing danger and avoiding it. And if you'll learn to trust that, it's a very valuable thing to let the Spirit speak to you that way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm 100% sure you should not hire this person.
Okay.
I wouldn't
like
hire
I'm
them.
gonna
I wouldn't
dodge a
hire
bullet.
them if I had come to the same conclusions you have.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I've avoided that lots and lots of times. So hey, that's a great question, by the way, and you've got a great business, and you're a great leader for asking the question. And by the way, by definition, a project manager that is leading people and is customer facing does not have the skill sets if they have an irritating personality. A good ability to deal with human beings in that setting is one of the skill sets. This person lacks that, so they don't have the skill set to do it. They may have the technical project management understanding, but part of it is people leading and leading the customer, setting expectations, handling issues, working through problems, keeping the crew on. Crew's not going to want to work for this guy or gal. They're not going to want to work for him. So so they technically don't have the skill set of a good project manager, because a good project manager has fabulous people skills. They have to, because you can't manage projects except through people. That's how it works. So good question. I like your question a lot. And I think what you guys are doing is amazing. Way to go, Reagan. Good stuff. This is the EntreLeadership Podcast.